What's up, everybody? This is the Jared Briggs Show, where we are going to be talking about stewards of wealth. I've got 3 questions that I've come across. And you guys, I want to talk about these topics. I want to talk about money, things that I've seen over the last 8+ years when it comes to money and finances. I'm sick and tired of the advice that is being given on social media. It's all just to fill other people's pockets. I feel a lot of people are like, what should I do with my money? Where should I invest? If you ask a financial planner, what should I do with my money? They're going to tell you to go invest in their insurance policies or their security accounts that they offer, this type of retirement account or savings account or whatever, right? If you ask a real estate investor, where should I invest my money? They're going to tell you to go buy real estate investment properties. If you ask a rancher where you should invest your money, they're going to tell you to buy land, cattle, hay ground. That's what they're going to tell you. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. Everybody's going to have their own thought. And when it comes to money, when it comes to finances, when it comes to retirement planning, when it comes to investing, saving, growing, everything that we're doing with our money, you guys, it's our life. It's your life. Like, you should be making those decisions yourself. Now, it's a good thing to get advice from other people, but you should be making your own decisions based on your interests and what it is that you want and what it is that you like. So I've been searching and surfing the web a little bit through social media, through the internet, and looking at what are some questions that are popping up. And I come across some questions today. And we're just going to jump right in. The first one said, where do you suggest investing? So that's a big topic. Where do you suggest investing? Someone's asking, where should I put my money? You guys, what is it? What do you want? Because if you ask somebody that question, they're going to have their opinion based on what they know or how they make money or what it is that they do, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. But why are you taking only that? Why is that the only thing you're truly listening to or searching for or gaining knowledge from? What is it that you want? If you sit here and you're like, man, I really want to have a business that pays me X of dollars per month, shouldn't you invest everything into that? You know, I run into people all the time where they're like, I'm doing my company 401k match, but man, if I could do this, I'm like, why don't you take that money that you're investing into the 401k or to your retirement accounts or whatever it is that you're doing? Why don't you take that and invest it into you and building the things that you want to build and that you want to do? Well, yeah, I'll miss out on all that free money. Will you though? Is it free money? Because guess what? Every penny you put into that account, whether it's the company put it in there for you or you putting it in, you're going to pay a fee. The money's going to go up and down with the market. You're going to go up positive, you're going to go down negative. And when you go to touch that money 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years from now, whatever your situation is, you're going to pay taxes on it. So is it even your money to begin with? Not freaking really. I want you to think about it, you guys. All this advice being given, it's go buy a brand new truck and park it in a garage because you can't touch it anyway. And if you touch it, there's going to be massive penalties and taxes. And so then you're terrified to do anything with your life because it's going to screw up your insurances. It's going to screw up your taxes. It's going to screw up the growth, your opportunity to earn money. It's going to mess with all of those things. But yeah, you keep doing it because that's the advice that's been given. We have completely lost the ability with the American people to make a decision for ourselves for anything. Like, our lack of knowledge and understanding is just mind blowing. What is it that you want to do? That should be the only question you're answering. I started seeing these things and recognizing these things. And I finally looked at this and I said, okay, I'm going to do this completely different. I'm not investing in any of those accounts. My wife's job, where she gets a very great retirement plan, we waived all of those things because I'm like, it doesn't serve any of our goals and our dreams that we want to achieve. So we waived everything. We want the money ourselves and we're going to invest it the way that we see fit. And that fits our financial plan. See, that's why I call it wealth creation plan. Everybody calls it a budget. I call it a wealth creation plan. And that's why I call all this stewards of wealth. Like, we're so scared to make a decision based off of, oh, what if it doesn't work out and I missed out on all that money that I could have invested into the account? Do you really believe in it? Because if you believe in it, then you'd be going all in and you would study those accounts and you would learn how to manage them on your own. So you're not paying all of these fees. You would learn how to go in the market and out the market and into this one and this fund, and you would study it. I've met people like this. I've met people and worked with people that manage their own finances on their own, and they've done very well, but they eat, sleep, and breathe it. They enjoy it. They love it. So if you don't eat, sleep, and breathe it, and you don't love it, and you don't enjoy it, and it doesn't fit your financial plan, why are you doing it anyway? So this whole question, where do you suggest investing? What are you interested in? The greatest thing you could invest in is the thing that you're interested in. If you have a massive interest in real estate investing, you're like, man, I would just love to own 20 rental properties. That's what you should be investing in. You should be investing in knowledge. You should be buying books. You should buy some courses. You should go to a real estate investing summit. You should go meet people you should surround yourself with. You should invest every thought and idea and penny into that. Not be doing, well, I'm doing this over here because, it's safe. Diversification is insurance for ignorance. That is my favorite quote from Warren Buffett. Diversification is safety from ignorance. There is insurance from ignorance. Meaning, you diversify because you don't know what the heck you're doing. That's the only reason why we diversify. It's because, like they say, especially in mutual funds and all those things, oh, diversify. Yeah, because nobody knows what the freak they're going to do. There's a much larger chance of losing money than there is of making money. And so diversify, because if this one account takes a crap, you don't lose all of it. If you really are that passionate about real estate investing and owning rental properties, shouldn't you be putting all of your eggs in that basket? And if you buy one property and it doesn't go well and you lose money, well, great. Now you have knowledge. You have 100% knowledge of what not to do. So then you go do it again a different way, and then you win. And then maybe you learn some more stuff, and then you win, and then you learn some more stuff. There's no failure. You're not failing. You're gaining knowledge. You're learning. So you should invest in the things that you're interested in. And if you don't know what that is right now, that's what you should invest in. You should invest time and money in exploring new things. Go on a trip, meet new people, go to a conference, go to an event, go walk down the street and talk to people, go learn new industries, go learn different things, buy books, find some YouTube videos, find anything you can on things that you might be interested in, and learn and study and grow, and then invest from there. Investment isn't just money. Investment is time, effort, energy, money, all of it. So you should invest your money in the things that you are interested in. I have created the philosophy, I would much rather invest my money in something that I'm interested in and excited about than putting my money somewhere hoping that it does something good for me. I don't want to wait till I'm 59 and a half to touch my money. If I find something that I want to go all in, I want to have access to that money now. I want to build things. I want to create a good life now and not wait till our golden years. It's the dumbest thing that I don't understand. So where do you suggest to invest? Whatever it is that you want to invest in. The next thing is how to save money. This question has, as I was searching, popped up all over the place. How do I save money? What should I save my money into? What should I do with it? How much percentage should I save? Should I do this much or this much? You should save with a purpose. Saving money to save money means nothing. It literally has no purpose. You guys, the concept of money isn't real. The dollar, the $5, the $10, 20, 50, 100, those bills are fake. They are not backed by gold. They are not backed by silver. They literally only have monetary value because you and I have monetary value. If I remember correctly, in 1971, they got rid of the gold standard. Nothing's backed by gold or silver anymore. So that's why the Federal Reserve which is a privately held company, a privately held bank. Everybody thinks it's the government, and it's not. It is a privately held bank that controls, they have more power than the government does. They can print money as much as they want. They're the one that prints all the money for the banks. That's why inflation is just insane right now. These are all things you guys need to study and learn. The Federal Reserve isn't real. Okay, it's private. It is a privately held bank. It is not the government. So this whole purpose of saving money, I believe, needs to be for a purpose. What is your purpose? I was meeting with somebody a couple weeks ago, and they were starting a discipline factor where they're like, I open this savings account and I'm putting $25 a month into it to build. I'm like, great, that's where you need to start. What's the purpose for? Right? To save money. Who wants to just save money? Wouldn't you much rather go spend the money on something cool or fun or a great experience or a good night out or a date or something? That's why we have a problem in America today, is everybody wants enjoyment. But when you give that savings account a purpose, then it's exciting. It's fun. So this individual has a little bit of debt, not much, but a little bit of debt that they want to get rid of. And I said, great, let's create a plan to where you get all of your debt paid off and you can start building wealth. And I said, create a rule within your savings account. Every time it hits X dollar amount, let's say it's like, hey, every time the account has 3,000 in it, I'm going to take 1,500 out and put it towards debt, pay down on the principal. You continue to make the minimum payments or more, whatever your plan is. But then you create a wealth creation account and just funnel every penny that you can into that account, and then create rules. When the account hits X dollar amount, you're going to take it and go do something fun with it. You're going to pay down debt. You're going to make an investment. You're going to do something. That savings needs to have a purpose. It needs to have a plan. It needs to be for a specific reason. And I've always looked at labeling those things as wealth creation. Let's create wealth. Let's create financial freedom. Let's create financial abundance. That gets exciting. That gets fun. So how to save money is to give it a purpose, give it a plan. To really go back to step number one, that's where you need to create a wealth creation plan. You need to know your money, how much money you are collecting every single month, how much money you are spending on fixed expenses and variable expenses, what savings you're doing. If you make $4,000 a month, you need to know where all $4,000 are going every single month. Rent, vehicles, insurance, phones, everything that you're spending money on. Then once you have your wealth creation plan, now you can turn on the faucet. If you're making $4,000 a month, you need to take 95% of your energy because you've created a wealth creation plan. You know what your money's doing. You know where it's going. You know what's happening with it. Now you don't have to think about it. With literally 5% of your energy every single month can go to manage that. Every month you update your finances a little bit. Maybe you had to take a couple of sick days or you weren't at work or it was holidays or whatever, and your check's a little bit different. You got to adjust things. You adjust things and do it. Now you're going to start taking 95% of your energy and you're going to start increasing income. So you're collecting more money, but you've got a plan. So now how to save money is based on your plan. This is my wealth creation accounts. Every time this happens, I take the money and I put it here. This is what I'm working towards. I want to start a business, but I don't know what that is. Great. I'm going to open a savings account that says dream business or dream career or whatever it is that you want to label that savings account, and you put $100 a month into it or 500 a month or whatever your finances are, and you're saving towards a purpose. And while you're executing that, you're looking, you're searching, you're studying, you're learning, you're investing. If you come across something, you got $900 sitting in that account, and you find something that you really want to do, and you find this opportunity where it's like, hey, for $600, I can invest into this coach or community or experience to go be around other people that are successful in this industry. And you're like, great, I'm going to take 600 of the 900 and I'm going to go invest in this and gain more knowledge and information and guidance. And I'm going to keep doing it and doing it. See, now you have a savings for a purpose. Maybe the purpose is to get debt paid down, but you're not focusing on debt because what you focus on expands. So you're not focused on debt. You're focused on this wealth creation system. I'm going to put every effort in here and I'm going to figure out how to increase my income by $500 so I can put more towards this plan. And every time this plan does this, I take this much and apply towards the debt, but I'm focused on creating wealth. That is the focus. How to save money is by creating a plan, and the plan is with a purpose, which leads to step number 3. How to increase my income. You need to know your current money. You need to know what is going on with your finances. You need to KNOW. What is going on with your current finances, your current life? If any of you have read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, if you have read it, or if you haven't read it, you need to go read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I want you to pay attention to when he talks about the comic books. Him and his friend, his rich dad's son, they're working at the gas station. And I think at this point, they're not getting paid anything. They don't get paid, but they're looking for opportunities of how they could make money. And finally, one day, Robert sees the lady ripping off the covers of the comic books and then throwing the comic books away. And he gets the idea, wait, can I have the comic books? And he asks the comic book guy and he says, yeah, as long as you don't resell them. They take all these ripped off covered comic books, which is still the comic book. They're just missing the cover, and sets up a library in his friend's house. And they rent as a library. Kids could come pay a little bit of money and they could read as many comic books as they wanted. They just couldn't leave the library. And they made a bunch of money. They kept looking for opportunities. That's why I share, you need to know what your money is. Everybody out there is so focused on increasing money, make more money, make more money. 99.9% of you, more money isn't going to fix your problem because you don't even know what to do with the money that you have now. That's why I call this stewards of wealth. I love this concept of being a steward. And where I really started internalizing it was from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, which is, I got a couple favorite books, but when it comes to teaching finances, The Richest Man in Babylon and The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, two of my most all-time favorite books. And in The Richest Man in Babylon, they talk a lot about being a steward of your money, knowing your money, being disciplined with your money. And I love this concept. And it's a concept that when applied can really help. Being a steward of your money is knowing what is going on. And you get so good with it that it practically is in the back of your head and you don't have to think about it. When you can become good with your money, where it's an automatic system and a process that you use every single month, week, bi-weekly, however you get paid, however you manage your finances, it's a system that you use. This is how much I make. This is how much I spend. This is how much I have left over. This is what I'm doing with the money. Every penny accounted for. You just follow the system. Now you don't have to think about it. That was the biggest change for me. Is I remember being uncomfortable with my money. Like, how do I manage it? What do I do with it? And when I finally sat down and started learning this concept, I was like, okay, here's what I got paid. Here's what we got to spend. I want to start saving and investing more. And I started with $25. I said, I'm going to open a specific savings account. I'm going to label it wealth creation, and I'm going to put $25 in there. I don't know what the hell $25 is going to do, but I'm going to do it. And I did it. And I remember that month I didn't notice it being gone. And I'm like, that's interesting. What if I did it again the next month? Okay, now I got $50. Could I do 30? Could I do 35? Could I do 40? And I kept challenging myself how much I could increase that every single month. And I found an interesting thing happening. I started to get comfortable with my money and I knew what was going on with my money. That I changed my mindset from, okay, there's no way for me to save myself to wealth. I need to go figure out how to increase my income. And so I started taking all the 95% of my energy and I just started looking around and being open-minded like Robert Kiyosaki and the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This whole concept. I love that book. I've suggested many people to read that book because I was like, there's got to be things all around. And I started doing that. And next thing, my business is increasing. And I had more money to manage. And I would give myself a raise and give myself a raise and give myself a raise. So now instead of trying to make sense of a little bit of money, now it's $500 more than it used to be. If I was saving 25 at that point when things were really tight, could I save 500 now and then increase it more and increase it more and increase it more? So that concept of how to increase my income, you first need to know what your income is, what your expenses, what is your money doing? Where is it going? You need to open your mind. You need to start looking and thinking of things that you have never thought of before. Money is energy. Money is 100% energy. And that energy is an attraction. So when you start looking for money in different ways, it's going to open yourself up to see things in different ways. And I challenge you, if you take the same route to work every single day, take a different street, take a different route, talk with some different people, search different things on social media, things that you've thought of, but maybe you haven't like really searched it, or ChatGPT or Google or AI or anything that you're searching on. What are you not seeing? What are you missing? There's probably something in your job or your business right now that's right in front of you that you're just not seeing. And if you would see it, it would increase your income instantly. Maybe there's a position within your job that you're just right there, but you just haven't even paid attention that would give you a 20, 30, 40, $50,000 raise or $5,000 raise or $100 a month raise, whatever it is. But we get so caught up in this concept of, oh, tunnel vision. This is all I've got. I really have a hard time believing that wealth can be created by saving. I believe wealth can be created by increasing. And we got to increase how much we collect. We got to become more valuable to the marketplace. We got to market ourselves in different ways and in better ways. Open your mind, open your heart, open your thoughts. Start asking yourself, what am I not seeing? What am I missing? Is there something else I need to learn? Is there someone I need to talk to? Is there a skill or a talent I need to develop? Or do I need to start posting on social media more? Whatever it is. And then just have courage to go for it. Man, courage is a huge part of all of it. So I wanted to talk about, where do you suggest to invest? What do you want? That's all the focus is. What do you want? How to save money. You got to have a purpose. What is the purpose behind it? Because saving money to save money is nothing. But if you have a purpose behind that money, it's so much better. And then how to increase your income. You need to know your current money and you need to start looking everywhere. That's what I got for you today, guys. I want to help you guys become stewards of wealth. I want you to open your mind, open your heart, look around, stop taking advice from everybody. Like, you already know good things inside of you. Act on those things. Take the good. I hope you get good from this, and I hope it can add to the things that you're already looking at or doing. I hope I can give you inspiration and motivation and guidance in that way. But I want to help you become independent, to think for yourself, to make decisions for yourself, and to become a steward of your wealth and your life. So, guys, thank you for listening to the Jared Briggs Show. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you next time.